How's it going, Habibis? A lot of you guys saw we made it to Master Rank finally with this deck. And while it was difficult at times, I could say that this is still the best Dark Magician deck we've put together. And that is actually really impressive considering the number of Dark Magician cards we play in it. So many of you guys are wondering, how do you play this deck? What are the combos? You know, what are the tips and tricks on how to make this deck get to Master so that you guys can do it too? Well, the truth of the matter is, it being a 60 card deck, it plays a little bit differently than most decks do because you don't necessarily have quote unquote combos, right? You don't just have these things that, you know, oh, these two cards at all times get you this board. You kind of play with what you have. Sometimes you end on Dragoon, sometimes you end on, you know, the Dark Magician Triangle, sometimes you end on that with SP Little Knight. It really depends. I want to go over the deck list with you guys, as well as go over some of these replays, and I can discuss the things that I think about when I'm basically going about it, the starters that I'm looking for in my hand. But first, I think it's important to go card by card over why we chose the cards that we're playing in our deck. So let's get into this deck list right now. Alright, so this is the deck list. We're going to be going over it with my cat, Merlin. And I don't want to waste any time, but if you guys do like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button so that I know. And also, if you guys want to support the channel for free, sub to the channel. It helps a bunch. I noticed 80% of the people that watch my videos are not subbed, and I just don't understand why. I think it's a very nice way to help support a channel that's, you know, trying to grow and trying to continue to make videos for you guys. So hopefully you guys will do that if you don't mind. Now let's go into this deck list. I said I'll go card by card, but I'm not going to go card by card. I lied. I'm going to go over the key cards here. I play one Dark Magician. You could play two, but you know, there's good ratios and there's wrong ratios. No, I'm just kidding. You could play two, but I prefer one. It's always been my thing. I like it. It hasn't came up where it's been banished. Droll is the best hand trap of the format. It wins games single-handedly. Diviner, one card combo into Dragoon. Magician Souls obviously is the heart and soul of the deck. You guys know that. Rod, just to get some consistency with our DM cards. And we need normal summons. We're playing a 60 card deck. We have 3, 5, 7 normal summons in the deck. Toy Soldier, same thing. Gives us a way to get to Toy Box. Along with Magician Souls, we generate a lot of advantage. This deck is all about generating advantage. You're going to see that. It's all about playing the next card. Using Circle, stack your deck with whatever you need. You're going to see a replay where we do that. And play the next card. I play Mahad over Dark Magician Girl. A lot of people ask me. I just prefer Mahad because, you know, he can be special summoned off of Soul Servant if you have a Dark Magician in the graveyard. And, you know, he gives me both effects when I summon him with Magician's Rod for Chaos Angel. You can play DMG. If I played, for instance, like a small White Force package, like if I had a level 4 tuner in the deck, I would play Dark Magician Girl so that I can go into Baron de Fleur a little bit easier. But right now, Mahad's my boy. Diabel Star. Diabel Star is such a good card, guys. Big card for the deck. It enables all of our Azamina plays. It allows us to search for Deception, which is the best card in the deck, because it allows us to go into any one of these 3. Actually, it allows us to go into 2 of the 3 if we do the combo correctly, which you guys are going to see how we do it in the video, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already know how. IOC, great starter. You want to see him play the one ref, don't want to see him. This is weird ratios here, but we need board breakers. You're going to see in the video, guys, board breakers are so important for the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh! It used to be hand traps or board breakers. Now you need a combination of both. So between Subversion, TTT, Dark Ruler, Super Poly, those break boards, those help us play the game. We have Hollowed Azamina to go into our Azamina fusions. We're playing 3 Toy Box. We're playing the 2 Circle. You can play it at 3, but I feel like 2 is a good number. Deception's the best card. Like I said, it does so much. It's such a good card. Broken card. The next card I want to talk about here, and actually the last one in the main deck, is Sinful Spoils of Dune Resilia. This card is slept on. We played it in the past in our Dark Magician Diabel Star deck, but I think we didn't really utilize it as perfectly as we could. This is a quick effect Raigeki that we can use on our opponent's turn. So I think it's something that should be explored. It can be used with DM as well as Diabel Star. I really like it. It's came up a lot. So it's kind of a secret gem that I've really been enjoying. Same with being able to search for Subversion with Diabel Star. In terms of the extra deck, not much to say. The Azamina cards are goated. You don't really need this one. These 2 are just so good. Dragoon, Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel comes up a lot in this deck, actually. And then we got a access code package to finish up some games, along with our best monster, Dark Magical Verte Anaconda. Love this guy to death. This is the deck list. Now, let's go over some replays, and I'm going to try to be as detailed as possible so that you guys kind of see why I do the things that I do. This replay demonstrates two things. One, how good this deck is and what we can accomplish. And two, basically what I meant when I said it doesn't have clear combos, right? You kind of set the deck up in a way where you're trying to draw into cards and see what you get and make plays with what you have. So let's go into it and see what I mean here. We have a good Dark Magician hand. Boom, just like that, we got our DM triangle. We're gonna go Rod. Rod is gonna grab Servant. So we have all our Dark Magician cards in our hand. We're gonna dump Mahad here. I always dump Mahad because I need Dark Magician for Dragoon. I happen to draw into Dark Magician off of this, so I say might as well do it. And I'm going to draw 2 cards. Now, I did get to stack my deck with the Circle. That is one of the huge benefits of Circle. I saw Deception of the Sinful Spoils, so I went for it. I want Deception. It's such a good card. Also, Toy Tank is going to come up useful here. You're going to see. We're going to go Deception. We're going to get rid of the Magician Souls. Grab Hallowed Azamina. Hallowed Azamina is going to send Deception to summon Mew Rasalago. So I talked about these combos in my previous video where I went over my Meta Weekly run, but we'll go over it again here. Azamina Mew Rasalago most of the time is going to search for Wanted, and then you're going to link summon into Verte, or if you're going for an OTK, you can link summon into Dark. We're going to activate Hallowed Azamina's effect, get rid of the Mew Rasalago, send it back to the extra deck, and then we're going to activate Hallowed Azamina again, chain Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils. We're going to summon out our Ilias Sylvia, so now we are summoning out a Omni Negate, and we're able to search for Diabel Star. So now remember that Toy Tank that we got. See, this is what I mean. We're just playing what we have. We're going to use that Toy Tank. We're going to get advantage off of that. It's going to summon itself. Diabel Star is going to be able to search for a spell or trap. And we are going to search for Sinful Spoils of Doom Resilia. Next, we're going to link our Diabel Star and Toy Tank into SP Little Knight. We're going to go Verte. Now, SP Little Knight is going to be able to protect our Verte if we need to, right? So if we were to get Imperm there, we can chain SP Little Knight, protect Verte. We're going to draw a card off of Wanted. We're going to draw 2 cards off of Soul Servant. And just like that, we have 3 cards in hand, two of them being hand traps, right? I mean, Ashes, you know, we can activate 2 Ashes, but 2 hand traps, a Dragoon Negate, Azamina Ilias Sylvia Negate, a SP Little Knight Negate, or Disruption, a Eternal Soul Disruption, and a Raigeki that we can use on Dark Magician by targeting Dark Magician. So our opponent is just playing Labyrinth. They're going to go into Typhon. We are going to use our boy Dark Magician, get rid of the Typhon here. Let's banish Typhon, don't have to worry about him. And since I saw the Coup Clock, I know they're playing Labyrinth and they can't summon anymore, so there's no reason to keep Dark Magician on the field for the Resilia. I want Dark Magician in the grave actually, because I'm going to have to pop some of these back rows. And also, they take 1500 damage because of Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Other effect, if a monster leaves the field while I have an Azamina monster on the field, I gain 1500 life points, my opponent loses 1500 life points. They're going to activate Big Welcome Labyrinth. We are going to Ash that shiz. We do not want to see it. We still have 2 Omni Negates. We're going to go Magician's Rod. Magician's Rod is going to get Soul Servant because I'll take 2 more draws. We're going to go Dark the Dark Charmer. I'm going to target their Typhon, or I'm going to target their Coup Clock, excuse me. Next, we're going to go Celine Navidad. Celine is going to trigger, but also Deception of Sinful Spoils triggers again, hitting them for another 1500 damage. So now they're taking 3k. They're going to try this silly Ice Dragon Prison play. I'm not going to allow that nonsense on my watch. I'm going to negate it. They're going to activate D-Barrier. I'm going to negate that as well. So now they have 2 cards in their back row that I have to worry about. We negate the Ice Dragon Prison. We negate the D-Barrier. And we have Celine, which is going to be able to revive our Diabel Star. Diabel Star is going to trigger, giving us more advantage here. So we just keep generating card advantage. Access some codes. Let's pop these 2 cards here. They're going to activate Trap Trick, and I'm going to chain Eternal Soul here. So I chain Eternal Soul. I'm going to banish the card that they play, so I'm going to force the activation right away. They set Daruma Cannon. We are going to... Actually, yes, I remember now. We're going to target this. We're going to target this card here. Because if I target Daruma Cannon, they're just going to activate it. I wasted my banish. I'm going to target this. I'm going to use SP Little Knight. I'm going to save my Access Code Talker. Okay. And Dragoon is going to get flipped face down. No big deal. We're going to banish their Big Welcome Labyrinth. I'm going to flip Dragoon back up. And end my turn. My opponent has no board. We have Access Code. We have SP Little Knight. They scoop it up. So just basically playing the hand we were dealt got us a big board. And with all those disruptions, you better win the game, you know? Okay, it is finally my turn, so I'm going to skip. You guys don't need to see this Yubel combo. I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of them. So here my opponent ends their turn on how many disruptions? Let's just see. Phantom of Yubel Monster Negate. Varudris Omni Negate. Obviously the Phantom of Yubel isn't just a monster negate. It also... it doesn't necessarily negate, but it basically allows them to set up Spirit of Yubel, which, you know how it is. You attack, and you're forced to attack because of the Nightmare Pain, and then you take damage. By the way, Nightmare Pain's an SR. My gosh, this is their best card. That's crazy. Anyways, DDD Wave King, not once per turn. 2 negates on special summons from Spell Trap or monster effects. Unchained Soul of Rage goes into an basically takes one of my monsters, goes into an SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight banishes, then SP Little Knight effect again. Then they have Escape of the Unchained, destroys a monster. Okay, they have the Yama in the graveyard, right, which is good for follow-up. What more? And then not to mention hand traps. So that's 8+ disruptions. Obviously, we're going to use the Super Poly. Obviously, it's going to put in work. But the fact that we can break these boards shows you that you just got to stay composed. We are going to Super Poly. I'm going to get rid of the Dark Magician. I know because I play one Dark Magician, I am not going to be able to go into Dragoon this game, but that is okay. That's a sacrifice worth taking. We're going to go Magician Souls, dump Mahad. So just like that, we've broken their board a good amount. We activate Call By, and we've set up our graveyard. So if we do get an opportunity for Soul Servant, we already have our Pot of Greed effect in the graveyard set up. Now you guys are going to see here, I've always said I like Toy Soldier as my normal summon. It generates so much advantage with Magician Souls. We're going to activate Toy Box. I'm going to make sure that my dark monsters do not get negated because I want Diabel Star here to be able to resolve. I'm going to activate Magician Souls, draw 2 cards. My opponent's going to Ash me. So that's 9 disruption board that, or 9 disruptions that my opponent had, and we got rid of each and every one of them. We're going to go Toy Tank Chainlink 1, Toy Soldier Chainlink 2. I wanted Toy Tank to summon more than Toy Soldier in this situation, just so I can have an opportunity to summon something out of the graveyard if need be. And I figured they'd negate it with DDD, so they negate the Toy Soldier summon. They inflict 1200 damage here. We're going to go Diabel Star. Diabel Star is going to set Subversion. So now we're going to not only break the board with the Super Poly, we're also going to break the board with our own engine. That Subversion is a great card, and it's searchable with Diabel Star. So I really love playing Subversion. And now my opponent, who just played the best deck, who just set up 9+ disruptions, is going to take the scoop of shame. Because Dark Magician is better than Yubel. Don't at me in the comments. Okay, it's not really better than Yubel, but you gotta admit, that was worthy of a like, comment, and a subscribe, huh? Time to duel. Let's talk about some thought process here. First, I do want to say Elza Azamina. I was taking her in and out. I was experimenting with different things. So you're gonna see her in my hand, but I don't think she even comes up. We'll see. So my opponent's playing Rescue Ace. They are going to summon out their Preventer. I'm going to go and grab my IOC. IOC is going to grab Magician Souls. We're going to put back the IOC. Summon out the Magician Souls, send Mahad. Now I activate Dark Magical Circle here. I don't want to confuse people. There are times where I'm playing Dark Magical Circle last to try to set up my DM triangle. There's also times where I want to see if I can, you know, get some hits off of the circle and make some plays. In this case, I see Deception, Sinful Spoils, which is the best card in the deck, to be honest. It's one of the best cards in the deck. I'm going to grab it. We're going to go Deception. So we use the DM engine, not just to set up the triangle, not just to go into Dragoon, but also to go into our other engines, you know? Circle being able to look at the top 3 cards of our deck, while it seems like a small thing, and it is compared to what other decks can do, we got to make use of what we got. So I saw a good card, I went for it. I'm going to go Verte here. I'm going to grab the Hallowed Azamina back, summon out my Ilia Sylvia, as well as grab Diabel Star. And now I have my Omni Negate. I'm going to have another Omni Negate set up. I'm going to have a draw 2 with Servant in just a sec, you're going to see. Or actually, I'm sorry, no, I'm not. I was getting ahead of myself. We're going to go into Dragoon. Dragoon is going to pop the Preventer. They're going to take 2,800 damage. I'm going to draw a card here. This is the draw I was thinking about. We draw into TTT. I'm going to rip a card from my opponent's hand and leave them in utter shambles. They have a cross out and a Full Los. We have Rasilia, which can be a Raigeki that can be used with Dark Magician as well as Diabel Star. We have 2 Omni Negates. We got a cross out for that if we wanted to. They cross it out themselves. And PPP player here just they couldn't stand the might of Dark Magician. They just couldn't. Gonna swing with Dragoon, Diabel Star for game. So yeah, just play the next card, you know, play the next card, see what you can do. That was really cool, that field doing that. I don't think I noticed that. Alrighty, Duel, we are basically going to set up a pretty good board here, and I just want to talk about it. So let's go IOC. IOC is going to grab a rod, and I'm going to go ahead and put that rod right back. So I'm just trying to bait negates here. Could be a dangerous play with Droll running around, but we take our chance. We send Mahad there. We are going to then summon out Diabel Star. Diabel Star is going to get Deception. So typically with Diabel Star, guys, you are going to get Deception of the Sinful Spoils. Now we're going to grab Hallowed Azamina. Hallowed Azamina is going to search for the Mew Rasalago, or summon the Mew. Mew is going to search for Wanted, and rinse and repeat. We go into Verte Anaconda, and we are going to put back the Mew, grab the Hallowed Azamina, activate Hallowed Azamina, chain once to Seeker of Sinful Spoils, grab another Diabel Star, because why the heck not? Play Ilia Sylvia. We got an Omni Negate on the board. We're going to draw a card here, because I wanted to draw a card. I want to see what I get. Never mind, I lied. We're going to chain Soul Servant. I knew I had a strategy when I was doing it. We're going to chain Soul Servant, put the circle on top of my deck. I'm going to now go into Verte, summon out Dragoon. So we want to thin the deck as much as possible before we activate Circle. Activate Circle, because I'm the Pharaoh, I'm going to get Magician Salvation to get Eternal Soul. We'll draw 2 cards. We are going to set our Eternal Soul. We are going to play Toy Box. Let's get some protection so they can't run over our Ilia Sylvia. I'm going to play the Deception of Sinful Spoils so that maybe my opponent takes some effect damage. And they scoop to the pressure, you know? 2 Omni Negates, DM Triangle, Ash in hand, Battle Protection. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. Turns out they were a Flu player, so it all made sense at the end. Going second against what other than a Gimmick Puppet. Now, if you are able to Ash this, you basically win against them. Now, from here, I honestly thought I lost the duel, because Gimmick Puppet can just FTK you if they go uninterrupted. But this was at a time where I was playing Bestials. I'm currently not playing them, but maybe I should. Bestials might have saved me here. Being able to take this Drew Swarm actually, I think, did a lot to disrupt them. I don't know Gimmick Puppet that well. Maybe if a Gimmick Puppet player watches this, you guys can tell me. Did that screw them over from doing the full combo and being able to FTK me? We'll see. But I wanted to show this replay just to kind of show not only us going second, but also us making use of Rasilia here. So I was saying when I was going over the deck list that I think Rasilia is actually a very slept on card. I think it's pretty resourceful to be able to use it with Diabel Star as well as Dark Magician. You guys are going to see how it comes up here. So as of right now, if you look at our hand, it's kind of dead. Can't do anything with this. I mean, TTT is obviously nice, but right now it's not even activatable. So let's see what happens here. They end their turn. We draw. We draw into Diviner. Diviner is a great one-card starter. This is going to enable a lot of plays for us. We're going to go Herald. Herald is going to search for IOC. Now, they are going to take our Diviner because what they saw was what I saw, which was a level 6 tuner and a level 4 monster, which can go into Baron to floor. They did not want that to happen, so they took my Diviner. No big deal. Let's go Magician Souls. Put back the IOC. Magician Souls is going to dump Dark Magician and summon Dark Magician. We are actually going to summon Dark Magician. Now I'm going to activate Hallowed Azamina. This card works with any Sinful Spoils card. Boom, Sinful Spoils of Doom, Reselia. I'm going to chain Reselia. This is going to destroy 2 of their monsters and weaken their number C40 here. So if the monster's attack is reduced to 0, it gets destroyed. We're going to summon out the Mew Rasalago. Mew is going to search for Deception. We're going to go into Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is going to take care of that back row there. We'll go Hallowed Azamina again. Activate Hallowed Azamina, get rid of the Deception. And we're going to actually go into Azamina Soul here. Soul is going to be able to clear their board, and we got enough damage for game. And we would have had the Dark Magician finish, but they didn't want us to have fun. Anyways, though, that was the last replay I wanted to show. I hope this video was able to kind of showcase how I play the deck, the things I think about when I'm playing the deck. And if you guys have any specific questions, let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you on them. If you guys want to see more replays, more breakdowns on this specific deck, I'll gladly do them. I have so many replays because the grind was fun. We did have a lot of success with it, despite some challenges along the way. So let me know what you guys think. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, sub to the channel if you're not already subbed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, Habibis.